Ready? Hello, everybody. My name is Leo again, and here in the 737, we are today in the runway 35 from Corfu in Greece. So this is a really nice airport, a short runway, and we're going to use today a VOR just to do our standard instrument departure and as well to do the approach. So this is a system that is not used anymore in some airports. It's pretty old, but it works really good. I'm just checking over here the weather just to see the wind. The wind is coming from 280 degrees, so right there at 15 knots. Okay, so now we are going to take off. But before takeoff, we're going to do a checklist before takeoff, just to make sure that everything is right. So the before takeoff checklist says that I have to have my auto brake on RTO, which is rejected takeoff, is set. Flight controls are check and free. Auto throttle is engaged. It is now. V speeds are set. We have 130 knots for V1, 131 for rotate, and 140 for V2. And we have V2 set over here plus 5 knots. Flaps are set, indicated 5, and program 5. Stab trim units 4.89, let's say 5. It is set. And transponder, traffic advisor, resolution advisor set. Okay, with this done, we can take off. So we have a little bit of crosswind coming from the left side. Okay, so let's take off. Over here, I increase my power up to 40%. Once I am in 40%, I check that the engines are working good, and I can set my toga. Okay, so power for takeoff now is set. Power for takeoff set and check. Airspeed is alive. We have 80 knots cross check. So the wind is pushing me a little bit to the side. V1, rotate. Over here we can pull up on the controls. Now we have a positive rate of climb. Landing gear goes up. Okay, so over here, I took my landing gear off and auto brake off, retractable landing lights off, and I start to turn to the left. I'm going to change my heading now a little bit to the left. Heading 271. Okay, so the plan is follow these guys over here. This line is my route. That is the one that I have to follow for the standard instrument departure. Over here, I'm gonna follow my heading. It's better. There we go. Okay, we're reaching our altitude, which is 5,000 feet. So over here, I will level up to 5,000 now. This is good. I don't want to climb anymore. I'm going to change my altimeters to standard. Actually, let's leave it like this. It's better. We are in the transition altitude, and here the transition altitude is 5,000 feet. In America is 18,000 feet. But I am right there on that level, so that's why it's indicating magenta on my pressure, on my altimeter pressure. Okay, so over here I'm going to turn now to the right and go over the radial 116. Okay, okay, I'm gonna set my flaps up. Now we're good. We cleared the mountains. It's good enough. I can feel the wind coming. A little bit is pushing me a little bit up. Okay, so right here I have to keep an eye on my distance because at 12 miles from the VOR I have to make a right turn with 25-degree angle bank to the right and go back to the VOR. So I have to pay attention to my distance. Right here we're 4,800. Oh man, I cannot level this aircraft today. It's too windy. There you go. Now we're level. Okay, so at 12 miles we go back to the VOR. So the VOR is behind me, so I have to turn to the right to this thing right here. Okay, so we are 10.5 miles, 10.6. I'm gonna fly this manual a little bit more. Once I do my right hand turn, I'm going to activate the autopilot. To do the checklist after takeoff, there you go. Now we're 12 miles and I have to go right, 25-degree angle to the VOR, going back to the VOR. Okay, there we go, just keep it like this. Okay, now we are going back to the VOR. And once we finish the turn, I am going to activate the autopilot so I can do my checklist. There's a nice view of the island. Okay. Almost there. And right here, I'm going to engage the autopilot to program everything for arrival, do my checklist. There you go. Now we finish the turn. And over here, I'm going to engage my autopilot. Okay. So now I'm going to program everything for the arrival. So I will go to my FMC under this right here. So I will go to departure and arrival. Arrivals to Corfu, which is right there. And we're going to do arrival, let me see, VOR Whiskey, runway 34. The next page is there, VOR, X-ray, VOR Zulu, VOR Whiskey. This is the one that I want, right there. Okay, so now, right here on the map, I'm going to check that everything is right. Let's see. Oh, I have to go back to the departure and arrivals over here. VOR Zulu. VOR Whiskey and this. Okay, now we have it. And let's see over here on this map, we're going to check that everything is right. Set this one right there. Okay, execute. There you go. Now over here in this map, you can see that is the route that I'm going to follow for the airport right here for the runway 34. So this is named VOR Whiskey. This approach that I am going to do right here, that is the VOR Whiskey. So that is our plan to do today. And over here I will start my descent. I will go down to 4,000 for now. 4,000 right here. Okay. So now I have everything programmed. We can go back here. Select the flaps push. Right. Okay. So now we're flying close to the airport. It should be down there somewhere. So we're gonna fly all the way right there and then come back and find the runway coming back. So heading 34 will be the last heading. Okay, let's do the checklist after takeoff before we forget to do that. So after takeoff, engine bleeds are on, they're on. Pack, auto, they are. Landing gear is up and off, yes. Auto brake is off, yes, it is off. And flaps up, we don't have any lights, yes. After takeoff checklist complete. Okay, so this turn over here, as you guys see over here, this turn, I have to go heading, maybe go heading 120, so I have more space here to do this turn because it's so steep, like 45 degrees, so it's too much. So I will go a little bit heading 120 and then come back to the VOR and continue with the approach. Okay, so let's descend now to the chart says that I'm supposed to be, let's see, search, and let's go to this one, approach, stand approach, and I'm going to check on my chart what it says. So VOR Whiskey says that I'm supposed to have to 2,900 feet over the VOR, so let's go to 3,000. And over here, let's go left, heading 120. There you go. Now I have the heading right there, and let's go to that heading right now. And the final course will be 343. So I'm going to change this right now over here. 343. 343. So that is the final course that I'm going to follow. I will go more actually. Let's go left, heading 100. And after this, I will go back to the VOR. So the VOR is right there, down there. So I have to go that way now. Over here, I'm going to turn right to the VOR. Okay, so let's continue turning right here. We are 3,000 feet. And let's go. Now let's program everything for arrival. Auto brake on, the landing lights are on. The center tank is low, so I'm going to turn the fuel pump off. Okay. Okay, so my last course, so my last heading will be 343, which is the one that is going to the runway. And I will be flying at 2,900. So let's go down 2,900 right now. I will reduce my speed 200. Let's go with heading right there. Over here, I'm going to change the VOR. There we go. I'm going to use just one VOR. I don't need to have both engaged. Okay, so and over here I'm going to start to use my flaps. I will go to flaps 2. So my lightning lights are on, everything is good, and I will do my approach checklist. Altimeters, they are set 3030. Minimums, we have visual of the runway from here, so courses are set 343 for runway 35 or 34. Auto brake is set, number 2. Navigation frequencies are set for the VOR in the 2 radios, and runway turn-off lights are on. So approach checklist is complete. Okay, now I'm changing my heading just to go heading 343, which is my last heading right there. Go with my engines to continuous, landing lights are on. And over here, I will go to VOR localizer just to intercept the localizer. There you go. The VOR, sorry. So now we are intercepting the VOR. And I'm going to reduce my speed now to flaps 2 speed, which is 172. And actually, let's go to flaps 5. And go over here to flaps 5. I'm gonna put my landing gear down, disengage the autopilot, and start descending to the runway. I have visual of the runway now right there. I'm gonna set my flaps 15. And reduce my speed just to have enough once I am getting closer to the runway. So the plan is have 139 knots in the final approach.
2500.
Over here I'm going to turn off my flight directors. So again, the runway is right there. I have the radial a little bit on my left side. Let's see. So let's correct this a little bit. Remember that we have wind coming from the left at 20 knots. So I have to go a little bit to my left and make this wind correction right there. Flaps 25. Okay, we intercept the PAPI lights, the precision approach path indicator lights, and the plan is have 2 yellow, 2 red. Over here I will do the checklist, the landing checklist. Let's see. So landing checklist, landing gear is down, and we have 3 green, yes. Cabin has been alerted, yes. Speed brake is armed. So let's arm this guy right here. Speed brake is armed. Flaps are set. 25 going for flaps 30 means approach altitude will be 3,000 feet. And taxi lights are on, so the landing checklist is complete.
1000.
Okay, so this, doing the checklist and flying at the same time reminds me when I was in the school flying the Pipers, the Cessnas that doesn't have an autopilot. So it's kind of the same. It's complicated at the same time. Okay, the runway is in sight. The PAPI lights looks good. Okay, now the PAPI lights are telling me that I am too low. So in the approach, we never climb. We just fly level. We don't lose any more altitude until we intercept the lights again, or the localizer, or the glide slope, or it depends the approach that we're doing. If we are doing an ILS approach, we don't climb. We just wait until the glide slope is coming down again. And once it's coming down, then we can descend. There you go. Now the puppy lights looks good. I'm a little bit high, so I have to descend a little bit faster. I disengage my auto throttle. Over here we have the puppy lights again, 212. Flaps 30 now. Okay, this is my speed. Over here looks good, the puppy lights. 20, 10. Nice. Reduce my power. Beautiful right there. Now over here, I'm going to use my thrust reverse. I check that they are working good. Perfect. Go to the center again. The wind is blowing me to the side. So, okay, thrust reverse down. I'm going to use my brakes right here. Okay. So from here, speed brakes disarm and the flaps goes up. Okay. So right here, I will try to exit the runway by this taxiway. Let's see if it's possible or not. It's too hard to turn this aircraft just with the rudder. I don't have clear on my side. Okay. So landing lights off. Position steady. And let's start the APU. Okay, come on. I will go over the lights. I will stop right here. Better. Okay, auto brake off. Flight directors are off. And I'm just waiting a little bit for the APU to start. And with this, I think we finished. We did a really nice landing today. And I hope to see you guys again. Let's see, leave in the comments what you want to see, which airport you want to try, and maybe we can do it. So thank you so much for watching the video and hope to see you again. Bye bye.